trying to force sleep-related worries and thoughts from your mind at night is not helpful. But there are some alternative techniques you can try to help you sleep at night, and I'm going to be talking about these in today's video. Hi, I'm Martin Reed from insomniacoach.com. I help people with insomnia improve their sleep so they can live happier, healthier lives. Now, it's very common for people with chronic insomnia to have a lot of sleep-related worries, thoughts, and anxiety. And very often these occur when you're in bed trying to sleep. A lot of people with insomnia tell me that they try to force these anxious worries and thoughts from their mind, but unsurprisingly, they don't find this helpful. And that's because as soon as we try to force something from our mind to try not to think about something, we have to think about that very thing. And that's because by telling our brain that we don't want to think about something, it will constantly check to see if we're thinking about that very thing. So not only that, but just the very idea, the strategy itself of trying to force things from our mind to trying not to think about things is just mentally fatiguing. It's a lot of mental effort. And when you're doing this in bed at night, you're exerting all this mental effort at a time when you should be doing the exact opposite, which is having no mental effort, not thinking, not worrying, not examining things, but just relaxing and waiting for sleep to happen. So, of course, it's all well and good me telling you not to fight these thoughts and worries at night without telling you what to do instead. So let me give you some ideas here. First of all, it can be really helpful to schedule these worries and these thoughts for a period in the day. So I spoke about this in a previous video where you can set aside some time for constructive thinking or constructive worry during the day. And you can use that period to think through all the worries and thoughts that you tend to have and perhaps jot down some solutions to them, if there are any. And then if these thoughts, or if and when these thoughts occur again at night, you can remind yourself that you've already gone through these during the day. If a new thought comes up, then you can schedule it, make a mental note in your mind to schedule the examination of that thought, that worry, for tomorrow's constructive worry or constructive thinking time. Now, the next thing that's really important is to just recognize when these thoughts occur, they are just thoughts, and thoughts can't harm us, and thoughts are completely neutral. It's only ever our reaction to the thoughts that lead to a reaction in terms of anxiety or fear or stress. So sometimes just simply recognizing that the thought itself isn't threatening and it has no power over us, we get to choose how we react to that thought, can be very empowering, because you can recognize that it's okay for this thought to occur. It's just a thought, and a thought can't harm us. So sometimes you can even flip this on its head and welcome the thought. When the thought occurs, you can welcome it into your mind, examine it, look at it, but refuse to engage with it. Like, imagine it's a waterfall or a raging torrent of water going along the river. You're not going to jump into the river and try and stop the flow, because that would be futile. But if you just stayed on the banks, just watching the river water flow, just as you should be lying there, just observing these thoughts come in and out of your mind, you'll eventually realize that they are no threat to you. You can actually take all their power away if you actually welcome them. So this is another technique that you can try too. But I think the key takeaway here is, don't try not to think about something. Don't try to force something out of your mind. Instead, you can try allotting time during the day for these kind of thoughts where you really examine them. And you can also just recognize that thoughts aren't going to harm you. You are able to choose how to respond to thoughts. So as long as you just recognize them as thoughts, They're not threatening and they will in time pass. And indeed, if you actually are brave enough to welcome them, you take away all of their power. And this can be really helpful when it comes to calming the mind at night and helping you sleep. So I hope you found this short video helpful. If you did, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. I try and share a short sleep snippet video every weekday. If you have any questions, comments, feedback, or suggestions for a future video, please leave a comment below, or you can email me directly. My email address is hello@insomniacoach.com. I hope to see you back here again soon, and remember, you can sleep.